Morena tātou. Can we get somebody to open with the karakia, Matana?
Kia rei tātou. Ki tengoa te matua ki te maita me te wairua tapu. Amen. Ara mai te wairua tapu whakauria ki rati o matane ngākau te kāpere ta āhua me ta mara. Ta ka hei mātou I te mau I ngā mahi hei whakakloria te ingoa tapu la wāti ki ringa hoki te mata te pini. Ai ki anoko tai ai ki a koe atara whakamutinga. Matane mata ariki mahi e Krito. Amen.
Do we have any apologies?
Through the Chair, I haven't received any apologies this morning, but I note Member Hokianga is absent. I can make a note of that.
Okay. And we have a deputation today from Vic Waitai Pathway to Hokianga project, and that's a 5-minute kōrero about that project. Yeah, you can sit there or sit at the table or come up, whatever you like.
Okay. Kia ora people. You know, places like churches and then problems talk with churches. If any with youthfulness is a little bit different. What I'm about to show you fellas is something that has arisen as a concept that I think that could enhance Kaikohe through to Hokianga. So for starters, he actually put a PowerPoint together, and talking to it is very, to me, I'm excited about it because at the end of the day, it's about all of us seeing something that could excite you. So as you look at what is the entry to Kaikohe, can you go to the next one? That's the exit. Here we go to Kaikohe, towards Hokianga. And then, did you miss one out or is that wrong? Yeah, so this is where it started. Started here by just grabbing some paper and scribbling on it. Trying to put something together as a concept to, like I said, enhance the pathway to Hokianga. We have walkways, we have cycle tracks. I guess what I'm sort of looking at is it's sort of not really getting people here. So next one. Concept. There's the concept there. So as you come into Kaikohe, the concept is you could have a pole line coming through. Right at the end, you'll have like right at the starting, you'll have a waka going right across the street. And all that enhances is the people of Hokianga. Whether you need nothing, whether you need parking, doesn't mean enough. But everybody will get the gist of when they see them. I was talking to a woman this morning. She had no imagination, but she caught on straight away when she saw the picture. So, like I said, it's the last one. That's where we could be. That's just the enhance of the vision they could be. Go to the top.
Tēnā koe matua. Do people have any questions for Matuawe?
Oh, yes. I think it's very impressive. Visually very impressive, isn't it?
Thank you. And again, it's for us, not just me. It's what we will do and do together. Oh,
Yeah, I have a couple of questions, but you're welcome to sit down.
Oh,
Yeah, you're welcome to sit down. It looks amazing, and you're a carver yourself. Is this?
if you want to know my background, I've been in construction for 55 years. So I've built bridges, all sorts of stuff. That was just something that carvers, as for carvings, I've dabbled a bit, but I do know some good carvers within the raw hair of company.
And have you thought about the cost of a kaupapa like this? Have you thought about that?
Interesting, because I actually couldn't get into that part of how because of logistics.
Mm.
But that's more or less like a meeting. But I'll be honest with you, I can see it between 10 and 20. Let's say 10 and 20. 10 and 20 million. But logistics and the rest of it. That's what however we do it. And I say we because we need each other.
Mm. I think that, sorry, no, I was going to say, I think that somebody will pick up to be involved, and Kelly was just about to say something.
And I just want to ask Richard, so when you bring this concept to us tonight, what is it you want us to do? Like, it's, yeah, where do you want, you tell us, you show us, and then what do you want us to do with this?
First of all, look at it, see what you can vision within it, and if you think it's the right thing. And I think, and to be honest with you, I think it is the right sort of on the right path. I'd like the council involved in it quite a bit. Because I sort of don't want to go on with this whole mine. I'm Maui, by the way, people.
No.
Through you, Madam Chair. A similar thing, not to the scale that you've done, was done in Te Iku, up in Kaikohe. Te Rawa initiated a similar thing with Pope Whenua. If you ever go up to Kaikohe, and you start at Aipara, and then you drive into Kaikohe from Aipara into Kaikohe, from Kaikohe out to Awanui, or from Kaikohe heading back to Mangamuka, there are Pope Whenua, exactly to the concept that you've done. The difference at the time when that was done in Kaikohe Te Iku, Shane Jones had the pūteo. Shane Jones had the pūteo to enhance kaupapa like that. But Te Rawa, the iwi, my iwi up in Kaikohe, that's why we did the ururu. And they're all whakainua, they're all carved, they all got a pau there representing a tupuna, an event, a kaupapa, why that place got that name, who the ariki was. It's being done, but not to your scale.
But I'm going to answer you today, Apaso. My name is Victor Waitai. I'm actually from Patikuri.
Good.
My birds are in Te Raro. My birds are in Matau. But in heads of saying that, one of the calves that I'm looking at is one of the Harrisons. It was working closely with the Wakas. And he works at Aonini. So, but in answer to that, I was at some of the openings of those posts, only because it's my grandmother. I had to be there. But killed her.
So I think from here, Matua, that's a stunning concept, and it's a huge kaupapa, as you've pointed out. So I think from here, what we can do is receive your project idea and see if we can pull together a working group. There might be some people here, or it's going to be people from all around. I think you start looking at NZTA, who have the mandate to work on the roadsides and things like that. But even just from a starting point, if we can get a working group together to work through the steps from that, and just that's probably the process.
That sounds beautiful to me.
So we've got your contacts, and we'll have it. I think so. Dolly will have them. And
after you finish, I didn't get my question out. Sorry.
And there is one more supplementary question from Council of Yorsich.
Yeah, I was a bit stunned by the imagery. I didn't get a question out. Because I was going to ask about the imagery, like a lot of the stuff that's been done. What is the meaning of it? But look, I don't try. I'm not too worried about the answer at this stage, because I don't want to hold up proceedings. But on the working party would be a great idea.
Yeah, and that's where it should be left, because there'll be ideas coming around, thrown around. And I mean, I could say the same thing as him. We put a popo in. Why is it there? Who was he? All they can be. But the thing is, the working bee or working club, we'll have to put all that together. That's logistics.
Yep.
And this ties in actually with the previous board's beautification of both entry and exit either way of Kaikohe. So there's already strong interest. So yeah, kia ora matua, thank you for your time. Thank you for bringing this idea in, and somebody will be in touch possibly next year now. This is our last tui for this year.
Should we wait for you?
So next we have a speaker, Fire Angel, Yoda, and that's 5 minutes too.
It's a phenomenon to copy way into an area credit. And how to pop by 200 kilometers to you to man of the I think. We take only on the why not? Come on, you have any that from you. Taklis too, they put on a caption face Argentina
just pass it here.
I was passing some sort of things out later. My work, I work for I also have in the last 20 years looked after Mukopuna. I was ZIP's proficiency maker in Philippines. We have 15 Mukopuna. So this kaupapa I'm very passionate about. I was brought up in Laos, in Hokianga, a place called Kaikohe, and we call it one of the gateways to the land. We are quite aware that economy is throughout the motu. My upbringing was, my mother always said to me, look after your own backyard. This is my backyard. You see this, there's this triangle looking things. There's a blue and yellow. That represents our mauna Hokianga, and also in the middle is the puke, the taupu, which is tahike, and our mauna be whakatiri. I was brought up in the things of three valleys. We don't, like Nika and Whirime, there never was any discrimination on what colour, what age or anything like that when it comes to looking at healing for ourselves. I've worked on this project for a couple of years now. Pone Taimona and involved and Kaikohe actually with reference to Te Hauora, the Rongoa site, Te Aomau, and also other agencies, organisations like ourselves with reference to Te Aomau. So I'm bringing that to use to whether you feel willing. At the moment, we're looking at a plan, not just having a one-day wonder, which is the 21st of February at Kaikohe. So it's a whānau-based, sort of a whānau-based kaupapa, which we've had in our mokopuna. At the end of the day, there are rehabs and what about the wraparound service for the whole family? That's my angle. I've done a lot of statistics and all this and research and that, but at the end of the day, we look at healing ourselves. We can't heal the whole country when we start at what we call our gateway to the Hokianga. I'm born and bred Hokianga, so the kaupapa itself says te kaupare. My man that was supposed to come along, what's the one, the lotto or something? So, behind us we have our kaumātua, and there's Kaikohe to market. He named their kaupapa te kaupare. It's actually a karakia. I'm not going to use the karakia, but it means in a nutshell to throw out, to get rid of. That's exactly what we're looking at now, Central the universe. It's not a day of pointing the finger. There are some whānau coming from Auckland that are from the Hokianga that are quite happy to do their testimonies. We have radio Tautoko, a local radio. They don't want you to stand up and do it on the stage. Some do. We encourage our whanaunga Julian Woodcocks to be our MC on that day. It's sort of, and we're not looking at big huge brands or anything like that. What encouraging is Sarah to come and show their true talents within themselves. You know, that uncle that just sings up the road, put them on the stage, let's enjoy, just be. And it's obviously a smoke-free, drug-free, alcohol-free and bait-free event. We see some, we're actually that whānau driven that we've actually, the majority of the cost is actually has been covered. I'm hoping my cousin really hard because actually put in the thing with reference to the traffic management. This is a state highway. So I suppose an application came in. I'm not sure people out there. And so we actually looking for support. Just about 30,000, something like that. If we can stay, we can on with the council councils and it's self-explanatory in the application. So we're not looking for 30,000 yet. But yeah, we've come up short of that amount. So, and I'm actually standing before you because I'm actually the events project manager. Behind me is literally an area to actually start making that positive change for us at home. So for me, it's it. My part-time focus.
Is there any part-time for Fire Angel?
Question. The Taiki Centre, does it not have toilets?
There are three. It's FNDC, by the way. There are three, but I'm saying that we don't want that congestion. Because we have Kaimata and Queen, and we want to try and leave those toilets for Kaimata and Queen. And if you see on that diagram, we're looking at the main car park, Kaimata and Queen, and those are possibilities. And this will come to the Kazi's pedal. And all the Kazis are going to just slash it down there. Perfect. We're jumping a few at the time and foods so that we come and move nutrients. Yeah. We just really don't want to be using all that water too.
So I remember big events at the Tahiki Centre when I was growing up, and so it's great to see it, coming back to life again, and such an important kaupapa as well. And I'm sure that Catherine will be making sure that the traffic management and there's other plans and paperwork that are
The team
required.
that are dealing with that will do that, yes.
Yes, the team that are dealing with that. Yeah, so you'll get supported. There's other health and safety and so on. I think that's all the questions from us. So we will discuss the funding application a bit later on. So thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Kia ora. Kia ora. All right, so do we have no more speakers? No.
Sorry, just one of the Queen. And the actual person who consider the drone.
And you want your paperwork, your beautiful laminated things back? Yeah, you might need them for whoever.
I'll keep that one.
And we'll keep that one, and that one, and that one. All right, so do any members of the community board have any pānui to share out? What's going on in your year or anything for the rest of the year?
Just before we carry on, the meeting we had in Audi.
Sure. Apologies accepted, Matua.
It's late, it's late.
Kia ora. So, yeah, I just actually want to, as this is our last hui for the year, I just want to put a shout out to our emergency services people, as many of our community are going on holiday and celebrating. Our emergency service, mostly volunteers, are preparing to be available to our communities over what is a really busy season. And so just a reminder for everybody to make arrangements for any whānau so that there won't be any drinking and driving. So everybody can have a safe and happy Christmas. So that was an announcement I wanted to share. So moving on to our main meeting, we need to confirm our previous minutes. I'll take them as read. Yeah, so moved by Matua Taku, second by John. Any discussion? Okay, so I'd like to vote on that, everybody. Anyone say no? Kia ora, that is moved. Next we come to the 7.1. So there's page number 14. And this is the setting of our 2026 meeting calendar for the Kaikohe Hokianga Community Board. And I would like to say that Wednesday is a very inconvenient day for me, so I'd like some discussion of dates that might work. Does everybody have this other information? No. So, yes.
Put it on the table for this.
Can I get a mover to put the discussion for the calendar on the table?
Yeah, I'm happy to move.
Happy to move. Dennis will second. Thank you. Discussion on the dates for 2026 calendar. I would like to have a discussion. Wednesday is really inconvenient for myself. I know that some members, Thursdays and Fridays are very inconvenient. This is around other work commitments for people who have members who have set work days. That's why like to have this discussion, and also bearing in mind that council itself has set their meeting dates for Thursdays. I believe it's the last Thursday or the fourth Thursday, and my perspective is that it's good for our board to meet earlier so that anything on their agenda we can discuss as a board, and I can take that up to that voice up to council. So there are some dates that have been discussed, but also from a staff perspective, they have staff like Catherine who needs to be present at all of the other community boards.
As long as they're in different days, I'm okay.
Well, this is the issue. This is the issue being only 5 working days. So that is making it a bit of a juggle to work out for everybody. So those dates for Te Hiku have set theirs on Monday mornings, which falls into Tuesdays sometimes because of public holidays, and Bay of Islands have set on different Thursdays than council.
Different Thursdays than council.
The week prior, I understand.
Not all.
Not all, okay. Leaving us to discuss Tuesdays, except that sometimes Te Hiku will be meeting on those days because of public holidays. Any thoughts?
Would it make a difference, Madam Chair, if we were to prefer Tuesdays that it's earlier than Te Hiku's or later than Te Hiku? As long as it aligns with, you know.
Yeah, I believe that would. Catherine's looking nervous.
So long. So I actually have to attend those meetings in person this time round. So if you were to do them in the afternoon, it would also depend on whether that meeting ran over. I'd have to join online. That's not an issue for me, but it might be an issue for you.
Is there a possibility to request that they do their funding earliest as possible for that reason?
Yeah, but I'm still going to be up in Kaikohe, so I'd still be having to proof it back
To join online?
Yeah. Through the chair, Te Hiku usually go through their agendas relatively quickly. So if you were to do it the same day as another community board, that would be the one that would be more likely to be successful.
Good. And there's only some of those days would clash, not all of there's
Through the chair.
3.
There's 4 Tuesdays for Te Hiku has meetings on in their minutes. So that would be the 10th of March, 7th of April, 2nd of June, and 27th of October. So those dates would clash with our dates if Tuesday was your option.
Is there a possibility to, on those dates, have a different date, or is that super inconvenient?
There is a possibility. It still would require some move around, but the good thing about the recommendation is that the chair and the community board coordinator have the delegation to change meeting dates. So we could look at that. Alternative days. It could be a Wednesday or it could be a Monday. Sorry, it could be a Wednesday or a Thursday, and dare I say it,
On occasion.
on occasion.
I am comfortable, but just if you look at the count, both Anui and myself with council, as long as there's no clash.
There are no
There are
plans.
no clashes.
The council meeting.
Yeah, no, we're working it to become.
I'm comfortable then to work around whatever. And Golly just asked the question I was going to ask, and that is on the Tuesday, it's probably there's only 4, isn't there? So she's answered that question, only 4 clashes. We should be able to do it.
4 clashes for public holidays.
Yeah, the Te being on Tuesday.
Yes.
So I'm happy with Tuesday. Just so you know.
Does anybody else have any discussion on that?
So
Is there, sorry. Is there Tuesday at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month?
There are 2. I was thinking about that too, Matua, because we have other commitments. Matua Doug and I have other commitments at the end of the year, October and November. Those Tuesdays do fall at the end of the month. So 2 out of the year. Potentially, yeah. Potentially we could seek to have a different day for those dates.
We can change our other dates at our other.
Aye. That's coming up for discussion.
on your screens, if you just check the potential dates for Tuesday meetings are on screen. The clashes for you, Matua Doug and Chair McVeigh, are on 30th of June.
3.
27 October and potentially the 24th of November, so 3 potential clashes.
Because who is meeting on Wednesday? No other board is meeting
No
on a
other.
Wednesday. So Wednesday is the most simple.
Well,
And I'm the only person that doesn't suit Wednesdays.
yeah.
Oh, all right, I'll change it. Yeah, okay. I withdraw my Tuesday idea. And we go, thanks.
One day gonna miss you. One day?
No, it's every Wednesday. But yeah, once a month. You're right. Kapai. All right, I will move that we do Wednesdays for the betterment of everybody else.
We have a mover and a second already, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Would we like to vote on that?
Aye.
Kia ora koutou. Well, that's failed on my part. All right, moving right along. Sorry, we are now on item 7.2, which is page 18. And this is around our Kaikohe Hokianga Community Board capital project priority for the long-term plan. Can we, so the recommendation is that the Kaikohe Hokianga Community Board endorse and confirm the following capital project priorities for inclusion in their 2025 to 2028 strategic plan and for progression through Council's 2027 to 37 long-term plan process. They are upgrade of the Waimamoka public toilet facility, provision of a public toilet facility in Waimamoku or a suitable alternative option, pump track in Kaikohe incorporating walking, cycling network and passive recreation, pump track in Rawene including walking and cycling networks, traditional fish ponds and mara hupara, playground development in Kaikohe, Horike sports activities facility and playground, Reed Park, Kaikohe Nature Play and Mara Hupara, Kaikohe Library Lane Art and Creative Hub, Outdoor Stage in Memorial Park, Kaikohe, Lindvark Park, Kaikohe Walking and Cycling Tracks, Dog Park, Motorhome Amenities and Parking. Do I have a mover for this recommendation? Yes, so moved by Aroha Nui and seconded by Matua Doug. Open for discussion. We'll go to our mover to.
And I have some.
Can we go?
You go to the mover.
So we'll go to our. We're trying to stick to standing orders, whānau.
You go to the mover.
Bear with me, please. So this is about discussion of. There's going to be a lot more discussion actually, because we need to really understand more about what those projects are. We need to give Melissa more information about what they actually mean. So what we're actually doing is just including them, and then there's a lot, including them so that full discussion can begin. This isn't the last chance that we have on any of these projects or including other ones. It's so that our community coordinator can begin and the other staff can begin on the necessary process. So go to Aroha Nui.
No real discussion except thank us all, or you also missed the last hui, for reaching this point and having this on the table, and timely enough, as we all should know. Waiho Rawene and Kaikohe representatives will be here late this afternoon, so they will also be very thankful. Emiana.
Kia ora, Aroha Nui. So with the other discussion points.
Yeah, I mean, being a new member on this board, it just makes common sense for me that the foundation was laid in the past. You can't ignore it. So as a new member, you pick that up and you take over that so that it'll make a pathway for new stuff to come on. It's my second that much.
Kia ora matua. And just before I do go to Councillor Vusic, just a recollection, and some people weren't able to make the previous hui, but we really recognise that roading, footpaths, housing and waters are incredibly important, but this is a different set of priorities, so this comes under what we're talking about today. Kia ora, Councillor Vusic.
Yeah, so my comments on this is, I know, look, I don't have issues with these look quite good. Pleased to see which has been done all the work on. But where my concern is, well, look at that. I'm just wondering about adding additional wordings, because this is not the end of it. If you're looking at 10 years and infrastructure 25 years, should we put wording in there that shows that we want to capture something else as well? And the key thing is, if you look at this, what's available for North Hokianga to here? So they're not going to be, well, there's one more to but apart from that, what else is there, and Kaikohe and so on, and likewise. So I'm just wondering, I'm probably looking at Peggy on that, because whether you signal that the community board needs some funding, say, to further the community plans or whatever over that period of time, and maybe you can give an idea what that's looking at, because 10 years is a long time when I look at these things. I'm thinking.
So you'll recall that this is part of the bigger strategic plan that we're working on that has a lot more projects included and concepts included in it, and that Peggy is working on linking up some with the wider national and regional plans and council work streams. So this is just these are just to be shaped up. This type of capital project to be shaped up to go to the LTP. This doesn't limit anything else. These are just the priorities for those business cases to go up and be reconsidered again by us before we send it up.
Yeah, and that's right. And these are priorities, but overspent, and I understand that, but overspent 10 years. How some of these aren't going to take 10 years, I hope so. And therefore, is there an even spread, and is it spread across our?
Yes, and we discussed that. I'll go to Member Orm and then I'll come back to you, Matua. Kia ora.
So basically, I object to the plan. So over the next 10 years, there's going to be nothing in capital expenditure in terms of beach accesses, Waimamaku toilets or anything else. It totally ignores South Hokianga beyond Rowan. So for me, that's a no-starter.
This is different than beach access.
I understand there's capital work involved in beach access. So where is that?
Yes, and this was a discussion that we did have in Rawani, that we did discuss if you were happy with this list.
No.
I did ask you if you were happy with this list in Rawani. I do understand that you were on your way to hospital.
Yep.
So that may have not landed. I absolutely support beach access. I consider it to be a different list to this, but perhaps we can check with staff to see whether that's a type of activity that should come onto this list. Is that something I can ask somebody to check or?
The check, I think if you wanted to add it in there as well, just for measure of bearing on the side of caution to ensure it's captured, you could put another one in there, it won't hurt, and then we can look at the side of all of them. So I can't answer you off the top of my head.
Thank you.
Yeah, but if you want to add one more in, I don't have a problem with that.
That would be an amended motion.
Through the chair,
Yes.
with the agreement of the mover and the seconder, we can add in to the current motion.
And would you like to add that in the beach access for Opanone or Mapiri
Yes.
to be added into this list?
And also Waimamaku toilets, let's not.
It's in here.
Sorry.
It's the second.
It's the second
Oh,
one.
sorry.
That's a project close to my heart for
Thank
many
you.
years.
Sorry.
Yes. I will second adding in beach access to Mapiri into this list. So now you're going away from the process, I understand, but do we need to vote on adding that in and then come back to the recommendation?
So with again, with the agreement of the mover and the seconder, we can add it in as an item K. Or we can take it as an amendment if you wish.
Oh, can
So
we?
we need a mover and a seconder for an amendment. So we're adding in K,
Adding in
beach
K.
access to all Mapiri, then we need a mover and a seconder for that amendment.
I'd be happy to move it.
Yes, and I'll second that.
Yeah,
Is that-
fine.
Yeah, well, so the mover and the seconder, we're happy to include that, but we can do it as an amendment. Through you, Madam Chair, your decision.
Which is the simplest process.
Adding-
K.
Adam.
Added.
K.
Kia ora. So Matua Doug had comments to make.
Thank you.
Yes, from the outset, we had a date of the 19th December that all this needed to be done.
Yeah.
That long-term strategic thinking, because there's a lot of, like, I've inherited Lahiri, and then you and I are going to share Utikura. I don't know what their voices are,
Fine.
let alone Coco. So that long-term strategic thinking that we're talking about in Rawani, then I've got something concrete I can bring to the table to add this time next year.
Kia ora.
I'm in no rush to do it, as long as we secure that for now, and then the long-term stuff strategically, the 10, 20 year out. That's another conversation.
Kia ora. And remember that our strategic plans are always live, but we are trying to hit and get something in to be shaped up for consideration by council.
Yeah.
And it's the timetable is not conducive to all of that full discussion, but it's what we have. And I'll go back to our mover of the original motion, I believe, for any further comments. Aroha nui. Kāhore. So with the addition of K or Mapiri Opanoni beach access added to this, Are we ready to vote?
Just to, for my
Councillor
concern, it's just so what I raised was needing the flexibility which they on it. And so that, but just so, so you said that we can come back to this because this is very specific. When it goes into the long-term plan being very specific, so there's no sort of bucket of money for beach access, for example, then if that's not done, you lose your money because it's not that.
So are you making a recommendation to change something?
Look, if we've got another chance to look at it before finalising the long-term plan, because this is the gist of what people are thinking, and I'm happy with that. But I wouldn't mind some additional wording identifying where funding needs to be for particular. That's why I said, for example, like forwarding the community plans in some manner, but you've got to be a bit more specific than that, put a figure on it. True. And that's going to take time, and I realise the difficulty we've got. So I'm happy to go with what you've got as long as we can get insurance that there's some more work needs to be done and we can do it.
My understanding, I'll come to you, Member Van Galen. My understanding is this sets the staff list to start off with. We're going to have a discussion later today to actually talk about what the things might include because they're very, very broad and a mara hupara might be something small or something large, etc. So this is merely getting the process started and we'd have to come back to, when we know more about it, we'll have to redefine those choices before we make any decisions to go up to council. I'll go to Member Van Galen and then I'll go to Kia ora, Penny.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit, through the chair, I'm a little bit confused. I think we were coming up with a set of projects that would contribute to building business cases to put forward into the long-term plan. These ones were your immediate more short-term priority projects, and there was going to be further discussion around the mid to long-term, which might be the bigger. Right? Yeah. So this is really just flagging and highlighting those projects. Would that be correct, Melissa?
We'll go to Melissa to clarify.
So in the pipeline planning process that the LTP is now being managed through or with, come January, staff such as myself have to prepare justifications, business cases for these to go through a criteria selection process to then be presented to council as the first look see in March. So all this is the only reason, the main reason it's captured in a report is because part of that template within our project management tool asks where is the, it asks for these types of resolutions just to show that it has been formally ratified by the community board. It is by no means the end of your strategic planning process. It was just that, as mentioned, we just needed something to go in there, get it started.
All right, I would like to move to vote on it with the amendments so that we can have further discussion and give more information to our community coordinator to start this process with recognition this isn't the definite defining end of anything. It's the start. So I'll move to go to a vote to accept. Anybody? Everyone say aye. Aye. Kia ora. Anybody disagree? Kia ora, welcome, Scarlett, Deputy Chair. Mokaraka. We will move to item. Kia ora. We are moving to item 7.3, page 22. And this recommendation is that the Kaikohe Hokianga Community Board make the following appointments for the management committees as detailed below. And so while I'm reading these out, you might start thinking about where you fit into this list. So A, appoints member X to Rawene Community Hall. B, appoints member X to Kaikohe Community Hall. C, appoints member X to South Hokianga War Memorial Hall of Nuni. D, appoints member X to Tahike Community Centre. E, appoints member X to Kohukohu Community Hall. F, appoints member X to Horike Community Hall. G, appoints member X to Kaikohe Senior Citizens Hall. H, appoints member X to Lindvark Park and Pavilion. I, appoints member X to Broadwood Cemetery Cemetery. J, appoints member X to Mangungu Cemetery. K, appoints member X to Orira Omawera Cemetery. L, appoints member X to Waioti Cemetery. M, appoints member X and X to Hokianga Harbour Ferry Liaison Group. N, appoints member X to Kaikohe Historical and Mechanical Trust New Village. So we go to discuss those appointments. And rather than a free-for-all, you have a suggestion, Dolly?
Just a mover and a seconder so that it gets on the
A
table.
mover and a seconder, moved by member Van Galen, I'll second it. So we have a discussion on the table. I would like to put my hand up for the Rawene Community Hall. I'm already on that committee. Any objection?
No.
Kapai. Do we have somebody for all, do councillors, can our councillors be part of this? That's wonderful. Would somebody like to be your Kaikohe Community Hall?
Yeah, go on.
Yay! South Hokianga War Memorial Hall.
Kapai Dennis.
I will put up my hand for Tahike Community Centre. Kohukohu Community Hall, Horike Community Hall.
Yeah, cool. I can do what again.
You happy to do that?
Yeah.
We're going to, okay, Kapai. I'm only saying that because I can see some other ones might fall under you, but as well. Kaikohe Senior Citizens Hall. Not really a lot. We'll come back to that one and see if Matua Eddie might come back to that one. Lindvark Park and for
I do want that one.
I think so. Okay, we'll go with, I'm sure there's enough for everyone.
Yeah, that's right.
Broadwood Cemetery. Mangungu.
You want it or shall I take it?
You're very well connected there. We can share if need be, but I'll put your name there if that's okay.
Kapai.
Through the chair.
Aye.
It's what, Mangungu or Mangungu?
Mangungu.
No.
Sorry, my mistake. I don't have if I'm saying that wrong.
No.
Is it Ngungu? I was yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I thought. Kia ora. Yeah. Phew. Started to feel embarrassed. Orira.
That's on my pad.
Yes. I was predicting this. I'm happy to take Waioti Marama. I'm already on that committee. Hokianga Harbour Ferry. Now we need somebody from north and somebody from south. So kia ora, Mata, member Orm, Matu, so that we might come back and review all of your responsibilities now that I see your initials down so much. But I think that you're almost required to be on the ferry committee at this point. And Pioneer Village. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be on that one. So that looks like,
My preference would be Lindvark.
well, you might get more than one considering that Doug has already 6. So we might review some of those and distribute them out. So can I put you down for Pioneer Village?
Yeah, and even if we trade out over the term.
that's a formal process, but we can come to that if need be. So we still don't have Matua Iri. We'll wait for him to come back. Oh, you're just in time, Matua?
That's the trouble when you go around. You get all the jobs.
So, Matua Iri, there's a long list in front of you, and we've distributed many of these appointments. We wondered if you would take the Kaikohe Senior Citizens Hall and the Kapai. And I'm wondering I'll go back, if it's all right, Matua Doug, if we can discuss and maybe relieve you of a couple of your responsibilities, because you have a disproportionate number on your shoulders in this list that I have. Shall we or are you happy to?
I'm willing to explore them at the moment, because if I take them on, it'll be, I don't know what previous board members have done in that space, if anything. So, yeah, I'm not that person.
Through the chair, I've printed out the report from the hall committees from 2024, which is the last time they submitted reports. You've got a copy in front of you, which you're welcome to have a look at. So you can see what they provide us. Technically, annually, we're supposed to be provided with a report from our board. Technically, we haven't had that this year.
In my experience, for the most part, the cemetery committees don't require a lot of action. I'm not saying that won't happen, but for me, if there's been issues or they need information, then they've contacted me. But it's not probably something that you have to spend a lot of time on. Would that be fair to say, Dolly? Would it be fair to say that with the cemetery committees on the whole, it's not a time-consuming?
It's not a time-consuming. We have staff who approach the cemetery, all committees actually, for updates for any meeting dates and for contact details. So we note that our contact details for most of the cemetery and hall committees are outdated, and we're working to fix that. But currently, some of the members or contact members on our list have passed, and we don't want to give you that until we've updated it. So it will be one of our first jobs in the new year.
Are there any on your list, Matua Doug, that you would be willing to share out to others at this point, or do you want to?
The menu, David, between you and I.
Okay.
Manungu
and
the
Community Hall. Yeah.
can see, and that's you and I can share it or whatever.
Yeah, unless do either of you
do the support in that area.
It's only because of Manungu while I'm up there, because
true.
yeah.
So we leave you on to Horiki because of the connection with Mangungu?
Yeah, wow.
Okay.
Between me and my son, we're on the taumata.
Yeah, kia ora.
So
You're
it's
really
just,
on the.
I'm already up there.
Yeah, kia ora.
Every time we go up there, we're always on the taumata.
Kia ora.
And Hokianga, and our people are all over there.
Yeah, and happy just to be tagged in for any support, administrative support if you need.
Yeah, we'll just see. At the moment, I don't know anything, and I don't know how much work it will be. Really. Same with Coco. It's only just like Arlen. I've got a first meeting in January.
Kia ora. Melissa.
Through the chair, just in terms of the responsibilities and your role in the committees, there isn't an expectation that you're going in there to know everything or to help manage it. It's really just to be the face of the council, that community and the council interface, bring backwards and forwards things that both parties might need to know. Just be a rep area. So.
Same thing with Coco. It's just kia ora, here I am. I'm a new member, and that's it. That's about it.
Yeah.
So we have a list of names, and everybody except for Councillor Bursic has something next to the name, but I'm sure he's very busy with other things. So shall we go ahead and, I don't have to read them all out again, so shall we go ahead and vote to make those appointments?
Maybe you could just read the letter and the name rather than the whole sentence.
Oh, okay. A, McVeigh. B, Ohanui Allen. C, Dennis Orme. D, Jesse McVeigh. E, Doug Te Wake. F, Doug Te Wake. G, Eddie Court. H, Kelly Van Galen. I, Doug Te Wake. J, Doug Te Wake. K, Doug Te Wake. L, Jesse McVeigh. M, Doug Te Wake and Dennis Orme. And N, Scarlett Mukaraka. Can we vote? Everybody say aye.
Aye.
Anybody against? Kia ora. We are going to item 7.4, that is page 26. And that is funding applications. And the recommendation is that the Kaikohe Hokianga Community Board approve the sum of X plus GST if applicable to be paid from the board's community grant fund account to School Start First Impressions towards the cost for School Starter Packs for Tamariki. Would somebody move this recommendation?
I'll move it, yeah.
Okay, Member Van Galen moves it. Do we have a seconder? We have a seconder, Member Te Wake, and discussions will go to the mover.
Is the writer of this funding application available to speak?
Through Chair, she was supposed to attend. She messaged this morning and said that she was unable to. She was going to be joining us online. This is the third application they've made. They made them to each of the community boards. And this board in Te Hiku left it to lie last month, asking her to come and speak this month so they could ask some questions. The Bay of Islands Whangaroa declined their funding application, and so did Te Hiku, for the same reason that the money was going outside of the district and that there were a number of other community groups doing similar work that they should be working with rather. That was the reasoning those boards gave.
Yeah.
Thank you. Zero in your turn. Yes.
Is there further discussion? So that's amended. The move has been zero. In other words, just finding this. Now that's changed. Do we have a seconder? Doug Te Wake. Any further discussions?
Let's just sit there.
Hilda.
I'll stay on.
Yeah.
Right, so we vote on declining that application. Everybody say aye. Any against? Hilda, thank you. So there is a further funding application that's in our supplementary agenda. So that is on a different piece of paper that I'm quickly finding. And that recommendation is to do with our speaker from Tahiki earlier. So the recommendation is that the Kaikohe Hokianga Community Board approve the sum of X plus GST if applicable to be paid from the board community grant fund account to He Rua Poka Roki Roki Mana Tōpū towards the cost of Te Kaupare Pro Rehabilitation Family Day. Do we have a mover for that application? I'll move, and Arohani will second, Councillor Allen will second. So I'll speak to that. I support the kaupapa and any of our community groups. They're a well-known community group of well-known people working in this field, the field of supporting whānau around rehabilitation, and I support our local people to find their own solutions. And I like the fact that it's not just a one-off event, although that's the focus for this funding application. They have huge support from the community and they're looking to longer term. So I actually will move the full amount that they've applied for. That's $3,000. So yeah, you happy to keep seconding that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll put $3,000 on the table. Sorry, Catherine. No. But
Watching
would
it
you like to speak?
Yeah, thank you for what you've just shared. And also, when speaking to rangatahi throughout the campaign, domestic violence, drug abuse, and all those things that are related, that are fruits of this norm, are very felt by our rangatahi. And I think any initiative that targets the root of those impacts is very welcomed and should be supported wholeheartedly. It's not just the whānau member who's caught in that trap, but the impact it has on their whole whānau and their pāharakeke, their village. So yeah, total.
Would anybody else like to speak to this?
I support in favour as well. It's a major issue up there, and certainly what they're trying to do.
I just wanted to absolutely support the motion, knowing that there are, the Rununga's established their task force. Is there a role that we play in ensuring that for supporting facilitation and coordination groups as well to make sure that they're working together towards these solutions?
My understanding is Fire Angel Harding came in to speak, and she works, I believe, is it for NIS?
Yeah.
So I'm imagining, and she did talk about the different involvement and relationships with various groups.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she is very connected. Are there any further comments?
I do have a comment. You know that I disagree with the $3,000 because I really do not like funding bouncy castles, and I don't think the bouncy castle is going to help the children that are affected by me. And I do appreciate Catherine's recommendation of $2,000, which was not funding bouncy castles. So I will be against the motion as it stands.
Are there any further discussions before I go to my right of reply?
Just one from me. In attending the different Christmas celebrations held by community members, as a mama with 3 children, and acknowledging the importance of this event, the bouncy castles are critical to me staying at the event for a long time because it gives the tamariki. If there's another type of activity we can recommend that we would be happy to support, then fine law, but to keep our whānau in there and touching base with the different networks that she will have there, we do need to think about our tamariki.
And I'll go to my right of reply, and I do understand your feelings about bounce.
I understand.
I will go to my right of reply. The bouncy castles are active entertainment, and while I do understand your concerns around them, I think the other way of looking at it is that they've raised a huge amount of money, and they could have put a different item into the application and then paid their own money for the bouncy castle. Yeah. So I will stay with my $3,000 recommendation and put it to the vote. We can, if you raise your hands if you want to vote for this, 3,000, and if you're against, then Hilda.
Did you record it? Yeah, I'm fine with it. Then why no bouncy castle?
She's firm on her note. Kia ora.
We'll see it max more and let's really.
Yeah. So we are going to item 8.1, am I correct? On page 39. There's a lot of paperwork, different things today. Page 39, and the recommendation is that the Kaikohe Hokianga Community Board receive the report Hokianga Ferry Liaison Group Meeting 12th of September 2025. We have a mover for receiving this report. Doug and Mr. John Busich Councillor Busich got there quickly. Is there any, we've got Aaron Riley on the line. Does anybody have questions for Aaron? Kia ora, Aaron.
Kia ora koutou.
There's a question from Councillor Busich, Aaron.
Kia ora, Councillor Busich.
Yeah, just on what is the future state and repairs on the ferry looking like? I understand the decking might need refurbishment, so I'm just wondering, and then there's a harbour crossing long-term plan, how that was proceeding. So two questions really. The state of the ferry, the cost that's likely to go to in the near future.
Sure, yeah. Through the chair, I can provide a little bit of commentary on that. So, yeah, in the 2023 out of water survey, the surveyor noted that the deck would require either a major replacement or some repairs. So subsequent investigations have been carried out, and it's been determined that the deck can be repaired. So that work is currently being planned for the 2028 year, so that the vessel will come out for its normal 5-year out of water survey and have a deck repair completed. So it was the extent of repairs were much less than what was initially anticipated. So the deck on the whole is in fairly good condition, but there are some localised areas of corrosion that need to be addressed.
That's good.
Is there another question? The long-term plan.
Yeah, the long-term planning re the harbour crossing. Any other comments you want to add to what's already there?
Not too many more comments, I think. Yeah, so this current state of play is that there's presently no long-term planning function within the transport team. So I think that work is being commenced, but presently on hold. There's probably not too much more I can add to that at this point.
No, that's fine. That's something I can follow up because it probably needs to be completed. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I think there is, just if I can double back on the deck repair, that does give us some certainty for the current vessel being in operation for around 10 to 15 years. So that long-term plan work is still very, very important, but it does give us some certainty and a bit of breathing space.
Yep, that was my concern. Yeah, thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us at this time, Aaron?
We had a liaison group meeting just this month. Yeah, so there wasn't really anything of major note, just a continuation of similar discussions. One item we're looking at and liaising internally around, you might recall that we had an iwi representative, Steve Moranga, who unfortunately passed away, and so at present we don't have an iwi representative on the group, so we're just undertaking some internal discussions and work, and we'll look to try and resolve that between the group and council staff.
Kia ora, there might be some support from some of our members who might be able to that liaison to find an appropriate person from Hapu and iwi.
Excellent, thank you for that. Kia ora.
So we need to vote to receive the report. Is everyone happy to do that? Like, anyone against? Ka hori. So does that bring us Does that bring us to the end? All right. Before we finish, don't rush off. I think we do have a meeting planned that Councillor Allen has organised, and it's very pertinent to our list of the strategic priorities. And I think there's also room for discussion between now and that time to talk about what I think if Melissa's available, to talk with us about what type of information you need going forward so we will close with a Kaikohe.
So before you do, given that this is the last meeting for the year, I invite all your members to give any last comments for people watching before you close.
Kia ora, we will go to this side. If anybody going around this way would like to make any comments for the end of 2025 as Kaikohe Hokianga Community Board members and staff, don't have to. No. Oh.
May have a great break, but bear in mind can be a tough time for some, and also your travel. Just be careful out there for the traffic. Thank you.
Kia ora. Would anybody else like to make any comments on our live video? We'll go to this side of the table.
And I just like to wish everybody else festivities and all have a safe.
Kia ora, and yes, season's greetings. Have wonderful summer and Christmas, New Year's, as our members have said, and stay safe, look after each other. And on that note, can we get somebody to close our, anybody? Kia ora matua dak.
Kia nei tātai, Gloria ki te matua, ki te tamati ki te wairua tapu, e te raho i te timatanga, ai he te ranu nai ane, ai he te ratunu mo ake. Amen.
Kia ora matua.